today.
So we didn't talk about who was going to start or whatever, but I'm Gillian.
And I'm Sara.
And we work at Little Red Mitten.
And Leo and Roxy Yarn Co.
Good job, us.
Well, we're back by some demand.
Oh, right.
The girls are a little busy this week, so we decided to do a takeover again. So yeah, we're going to start with FOs, and Jillian's the only one that has any, because I'm just not all that productive since we saw you guys last, which, funny enough, the last time we did it was right before Canadian Thanksgiving, because the girls found out on Canadian Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's true.
And this is about to come out before American Thanksgiving.
That's funny.
Yeah. Okay. So you're the only one that's been productive since our Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well, have you cast on more things and done stuff like that?
I've done some knitting. I just haven't got to do a whole lot of knitting. I've been doing a lot of other stuff because I have a couple of jobs, so I've been working more at my other jobs than actually spending time on my hobby stuff like knitting. So, yeah.
Well, then, my FO I'm wearing, so this is my Felix cardigan. So last time I had just had a swatch done for it. You know, this is a Jolyn finish. And I literally sewed these buttons on before we started, and I decided to do them up because, well, there's strings everywhere. And stitch markers holding the button places. But I'm happy with it. It has to be blocked still, but
it's super cute. What did you make that one in again?
So I modified the pattern and I made it out of Scout. I don't know what colorway, but the darkest one. And Kerri did some quick math for me and was like, this is how many my swatch my gauge got, and this is how many stitches you need. She's like, this is what the size you need. I was like, okay, good. And it worked out great. I think the sleeves are good. So I'm excited to block it this weekend and weave in the ends and finish sewing on the buttons, and then I can wear it. I was wearing it like last night too.
Last night, yeah, when you said you just needed to be warm. We had the doors open.
Yeah, the doors were open in the back and I was cold, and then like I wore it, like, it was just like a cape over me, and then I like eventually put my arms into it. I was just wearing it around.
That's actually something I really, really want to make as a cape. But I'm wondering, last year, I don't know what it was. I think it was some kind of fashion week or some kind of something that I saw, and they were doing capes. And I was like, oh my God, I want a cape. Yes. And so I saved a whole bunch of knitting patterns for capes because me and my crochet skills, we talked about that last time. But now I'm wondering if maybe I should do a sewn one instead, just because I am plus size. So then that way it's like can be more structured, because I'm not so great with the seaming stuff, as we were saying last night. I've never seamed an entire garment. And I know that seamed garments can be more structured than ones that are like knitted around. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. But a cape is definitely something that's on my I want list for sure.
Yeah, you could do a sewn one. I feel like
I was looking at.
I feel like it would take less time.
Yes.
The cost wise is probably gonna be about the same.
Yeah. I was looking at the boxy cape, though, Hohi's boxy cape, and I was like, it is in worsted, so, it might be quick, and it's really cute. So that one might hop onto the needles.
That could be fun. I'm going to look at that later.
Yeah.
I'll make you do it. Yeah, I think you should do it.
Yeah.
Do one of both.
Yeah, true enough.
Right?
True enough. What's limiting me?
Yeah.
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 I don't have any FOs, but you have another one.
I have another one. I actually have two. So this is I guess it was called the Biggie. That's really blown out, but just the ribbing offset as you keep going.
It's so cute.
So, finish that one. I'm going to wreck my hair doing this, my short hair.
That one was in the slub and...
Yeah, Leo and Roxy, super bulky and Password, and then As Hot as It Gets slub from Justin Allison, Full Moon Fibers. So that was just fun to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any other FOs?
I don't think so.
Just the two? All right. Whips, what have you been working on since last time? Should I go first?
Yeah, you should go first.
Yeah, okay. Well, the last time, this one's exciting. Because we will be talking about the minis later too in the episode. But this one, last time, I have my needle stuck in everywhere. Sorry, guys. This one, last time, I was just on the purple in my first rainbow. And now I am 3 rainbows deep. Just 2 rainbows left to go.
I love it.
It's called Mini Skeins Go Big. So you can use any mini skeins. The pattern's written for 5 mini skeins and 2 full-size skeins in fingering weight. And I did it in basics, and I used Squish the Rainbow set and Classic Gray. And so I just have 1 extra. I have 6 minis instead of 5. But Jolyn was talking about if you wanted to do a rainbow, like this one's the rainbow, you could do the rainbow big. So like instead of switching between red, orange, yellow, you could do red, all 5.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you wouldn't run into this too in the end. All these lovely ends.
You could just hold them up, like run them up the side. It's a lot of ends, but
and a lot of ends. And it's
you wouldn't.
It's
Is it an I-cord?
I-cord. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm like, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah.
Could you not? If you're running them up the side, you wouldn't have so many ends.
Yeah.
Would it get in the way of the I-cord
I don't know.
thing?
But definitely, you'd be okay if you did like red, because it's
For
only
sure,
one,
yeah.
like the 2 rows, 1 bump in between.
Yeah.
So that would definitely make your weaving in ends less of a chore in the end. But
Or you could just make them
so
into
much fun.
You could make them into tassels.
Have one side tassel.
Just have one side tasseled, like a whole to add some more, and have
One
some, like,
side
tassel.
be much more fabulous than the other. Yeah.
It's my way to get around it.
It's gonna be awesome though, and like I think I'm looking at what I have left because I have 2 rainbows left, and I have a whole lot left of each mini.
What?
So I might actually be able
goodness.
to also make some fingerless mitts to match it, which would be cute. Because I also I gotta check if it's fingering weight or if I'll have to do some math or whatever. But I have some cute fingering weight mittens in fingerless mitts in my favorites, and they have rainbow hearts. And I was like, oh, I kind of want to do those in that. So we'll see how much I have left. I'll weigh it when I'm finished.
Yeah.
And see how much it calls for, and maybe that might get a matchy partner.
If it's like a DK or whatever, you could either hold it double
Just
if you have
double it,
enough,
yeah.
or just hold like double it with the gray
With
or
the gray,
something like
yeah.
that. Could
Marlet.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that.
Nice.
What you been working on?
Well, I don't think I had started this last time.
You had your you had the neck. Remember,
Okay.
you had just cast it on,
Yeah,
and then you were
swatch
gonna
of the
take
hat.
it home and knit on it the night before we.
Right, that's right.
And then you were like, "Yeah, I brought this back exactly how I cast it on last night."
So
That's awesome.
almost done.
So
So did the
close.
sleeves. The
So
sleeves, I'm just dreading doing the sleeves. I feel like I did the Felix. I did 2 at a time sleeves.
Okay.
Because I was worried about decreases and stuff like that, making sure they happen at the same time. And I'm not sure that I've ever done a sweater. I've done a Find Your Fade, and I probably did those 1 at a time. And I did another sweater, and one arm is longer than the other. So I did them 2 at a time, but I feel like when I'm doing that, like, as you get going, you're like stretching the sweater as you kind of go. So I did put it in a bag and was like twisting and turning it and stuff like that. But I still think, pretty sure the sleeves for this are done. There's no decreases until like the end.
Okay.
I think. But I think I'm still going to do them 2 at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have 2 balls of mohair left. So, but it worked up really fast. Like, it's been sitting like this for weeks. Like, it didn't take that long at all to do.
I still haven't cast mine on.
And
Jillian picked me some colors, but I haven't cast it on yet.
so I'm really excited about that. So I do have a couple other projects that I'm excited about too, but I should cast the sleeves on. And
It's so close.
yeah, it's so, like, that's the thing, right? It's so close. And the sleeves on this they're not full-length sleeves.
Right, it's like
They're only like
3/4.
3/4 or whatever, which I don't know why I even do anything because I always pull them up like that anyway. But anyway, so that's one of them.
Talking about leaving it almost done. I just pulled this one out. This one's in my 2 sticks I knew bag. I just pulled it out before we started, and oh wait, no, never mind. That's a cast on. That's not ready yet. We'll talk about that later. I lie. I only have one other whip, and it's in my giant J. Henry XL drawstring bag. It's my Northeasterly again, because, you know, like, I like to work on the big project, apparently. So, I can find where my... Anybody see a needle keeper?
I saw a stitch marker.
So, last time we were here, I was right here. So, I was right where this little puggy guy is here. So I've done all of this guy. And I finished off one row.
Oh, nice.
And then picked up my stitches again to start my next column.
I'm holding it backwards.
So, yeah, we are. Yeah, yeah, so I did all of that since last time. So that's really the one project I've really been working on. And then, yeah.
That's still a lot of, like, I love this blanket.
Considering it's a fingering weight blanket, yeah. Yeah.
I've been saving, like, my minis to make I don't know if I said this last time, the Hexie Puff, like the Beekeepers one.
Yeah. I would really like
really
to,
pretty.
as we start to knit through the swatches for Leo and Roxy, so that you can take pictures of all of them.
Yeah.
I would like to make a Hexie Puff out of each color.
Ooh, that would be fun.
That I get the chance to make the swatch for. So
that would be
just
fun.
have like a bunch of different colors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that will be forthcoming next year sometime, that you guys will be able to see all the colors knit up on the Leo and Roxy website. It is definitely a long-term project, so don't expect to see it anytime soon. But we have a few people working on it and working through it, a few of us. And yeah, that way, you know, all the colors that look amazing in the skein, you're like, what does it look like caked up? Jillian's going to take pictures of them caked up. And then what does it look like knit up? Jillian's going to take pictures of them knit up. Are we sensing a theme here? Jillian's going to, yeah. Yeah. And, yeah, then that way you guys can have a better idea of that. And you'll be doing the ones, like, mix and match what goes together, some palettes and stuff too, right?
I think so. I think like once they're done up, and once we don't, like, she'll have some, like, they'll have them in cakes and stuff like that too, so we can do different swatches, like with mohairs and stuff like that. Or yeah, you can put the color palettes together so you can kind of see what things would look like together. So I think that once it's done, it'll be really nice to have all those options, and it'll just open it up to, like, be able to play with a lot more things and stuff like that. So
yeah, so that's a forthcoming
really
awesome 2022 project. Yeah. Like I said, don't expect to see it anytime soon, because it's going to take a lot of work from a lot of people behind the scenes, but it is coming up. You got anything else you're working on?
I have a couple things. Or I don't.
Are they cast on? Are you like me? You're like, I want to show you the things that I have cast on because I have been working on them.
Yeah, I think they are cast-ons. Yeah, no, it's cast-ons. So
okay.
that was all my works in progress, I guess.
All right.
I don't have one work in progress.
I only had two.
Okay.
What have you cast on?
All right, so cast-ons. Ooh, crinkly. I cast on, this is for a car bath.
Ah.
So Jolynn's is in the living room. Anybody? Sock room. It's in the sock room.
I'm like, living room, the one upstairs with the fireplace in it.
Which one is? Oh, right.
The drying room.
Yeah. I don't know, the living room. Okay, we're gonna rename all the rooms to be like the sitting room and the.
Yeah.
Okay. So the sock weight room, it's in there. So this is Leo and Roxy worsted in mixed steamy, held double with Fullman Fibers slub in, I'm pretty sure it's Lagoon.
I really like that.
So yeah, Kerri made her sweater, I think it was a Hohi.
The raglan, the simple raglan or something like that.
And then it's so gorgeous. And then, yeah, Jolynn's Carbeth.
Yeah, I haven't seen Kerri's in person. I've only seen it watching it on the...
But I love that color. I love those together.
Yeah,
and
they
the
look
little
so
slubs
good together.
And stuff like that. So
yeah, that looks like a lot of fun.
I think also I'm going to do, because the sleeves are knit, not first, but they're knit separately. I think I'm going to cast on... I didn't do a swatch again, so I was kind of doing this as my swatch. So I wanted to do it a little bit longer to see if my swatch is okay. I think it will be, and then I'll cast the second sleeve on, and then I'll probably do them two at a time to keep the... I have labeled my, like, those bulb stitch markers are great for marking your increases when you remember. I feel like there should be another one here. But, I'll probably do them 2 at a time for that as well.
Yeah, I don't think I have. No, I haven't ever did anything 2 at a time. I'm always nervous about getting everything all tangled up, and I don't know why I'm nervous about that, because I'll knit something with like 16 colors in it.
Yeah.
That I'm getting all tangled up, or stuff that I'm holding together and I get all tangled up. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those like irrational fears. So one of these days I'll do something.
It depends on what you're doing. Sometimes I'll put, like, if it's stuff, I'll put them into separate bags.
Yeah.
This one, I have enough. Like, I have 2 of everything or 3 of everything, so I'll probably start from 2 separate balls and do that. That way I can keep one on each side of me or something like that. And it's just, every once in a while I have to stop and just twist things around and untangle them. So, it probably is more work in the end, but I'd rather
I don't know if
have
I
2 done.
Yeah, I don't know if my brain can handle it or not, but I mean, there's no way to find out unless I try.
Yeah.
So one of these days I'll try.
Try with a simple sock pattern that's just basic, that you can just kind of go around, right? That's
no thinking.
Yeah.
So this one now, it's my 2 sticks in you bag. I was at a market the other week, and we had the most horrible weather. It was supposed to be outside. Thankfully, they moved it inside. But it just poured rain, and it was cold, and it was miserable. So there weren't a lot of people there. So the first night, I basically sat and talked to the vendor beside me, and also, sat on TikTok all night and was like, I could be knitting. So I went home and cast on a sock.
You didn't have any knitting with you?
I didn't have any knitting.
How do you not bring...
Because I was like, oh, I'm going to be engaged with people. I'm going to be talking to people.
Always as a backup.
I know. I didn't even have it in my car. But I'm always driving my car, so I don't have car knitting.
Yeah, I try to... I do have something in the car, but I very rarely use it. But it's just in that case, but it's more for like this time, right?
Yeah, where you're somewhere and you can go get it from the car. Yeah, so the first night I went home and I cast on, I think it's called Vanilla Frosting. And I just picked up, it was already in this bag. It's one of the Regia socks, and I think it's called Snowsuit. It's one of the Arn & Carlos colors. And just a vanilla frosting little ankle socky. And I left it at the Kitchener Stitch because I didn't have anything to do it with me that night, and then I haven't touched it since then. Nice. And even though I think I'm lying, there might even actually be a needle in this bag. Well, I mean, my thread cutters are in there.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Works.
Oh! I do believe I feel a need. Yep. Okay, so I totally could have done it.
Unbelievable.
Never mind, no excuses. I just left it. Yeah. So that's my cast on. That's almost a hoe, but not quite. Not quite. What else have you cast on?
Okay. This is my only other cast on, and then I have like an about to that I'm really excited about. So Full Moon Fibers and Jay Henry were here last weekend with their trunk show.
I missed them.
I spent a lot of money. Kerri gave me a budget, and then I had to ask for like an extension on my budget. I mean, it was my money, but you know. Anyway, I spent a lot of money. I'll show you some of the things that I got. But I got some sock tubes. And so my plan with this was to do mittens. They had a sample mitten. I need to ask them. I need to message them and ask them what they did for their mitten. Anyway, this is a 64 stitch tube, which will be fine for socks, but my hands are not that big. So it's too big for my fingers are like here. And this is too big. So what I'm going to do, we talked about it last night, is that I'm going to just turn it inside out. I'm going to double it up.
Give you a lining.
I'm just going to fold it inside so it's nice and thick. And I'll pick up the stitches all around here and then knit a cuff like that. And then I'll pick up both sides on the end. And I don't know if I'm going to like stop it ahead of time and pull back so that I can just knit it in the same color, or if I'll do a contrast color
finger,
which I kind of want to rip it back and then knit it with the same color.
Just have your cuff a different color
and have the cuff, and then I'll do the cuff and thumb. These are the colors.
That's cute.
So in one, it will have like the teal cuff, and then the other one will have the purple cuff. I'm a big fan of mismatchy.
I was thinking of that as I put on my not knit socks this morning. Because I've only knit myself three pairs of socks, and they're all in the waiting to hand wash. So I am wearing like commercial socks right now, commercial ankle socks, but they are mismatched. Like I never match them together. They're all black with patterns. Well, actually, no, I do have some colors, but I totally mismatch them all.
That's weird because like I like the mismatchy stuff, like when I'm knitting things and stuff like that. But when I wear my commercial socks. Like, even to wear two black socks that aren't the same, like, they're a little bit short, like, they'll be a little bit short.
Oh, these are the same socks. They came from the same set.
No, I can't.
But one has pink stripes and one has blue stripes.
Yeah.
That's the only difference about this one.
I have, like, grays and blacks and stuff like that. They're all about the same, but I have to wear them together. Like, I have to wear them, I don't know. Yeah. That I'm weird about.
Yeah.
This, I can do this, and I can wear mismatch.
Totally different pattern socks, like.
Yeah, but not. I don't know.
And one other cast on. And it is I joined the I'm Making a Felix Club after the live that I was at that market that night of the first live. And I popped on to say hello, but they had no Wi-Fi. So I couldn't hang out, which also kind of sucked. Because that was the night I didn't have any knitting with me. And I was like, I totally could have like hung out and moderated and whatever, but yeah, they didn't have Wi-Fi, so I was on my data. But yeah, so I started my Felix in Remix.
Oh, nice.
So purple Remix. So yeah, I'm just a couple of the shoulder increases in, and yeah, knitting up quickly. I started it, I think, 2 nights ago.
I love that.
I think I've only worked on it twice.
The remix is nice. I might have to make a second one.
And it feels like nice and light too, because I get hot so easy. Which is like I'm wearing my Rocket Tee in Mila, which is like a cotton blend. And I love this thing. I want to make like 50 more of them. I love this pattern too. I've knit 2 of them now. I knit one in the like traditional, like the pattern. The fingering weight and then the mohair stripes. Yeah. Except for that I didn't read the pattern. And I, instead of doing single mohair, did double mohair, so I ran out of mohair at the end.
Oh, no.
And instead of just saying, hey, I need another hey girl, I was like, this is long enough. And I cast it off, and now I'm not sure if it's long enough, and I might have to rip it out. But the cast off also might be mohair, which I don't want to rip out.
So what if you just cast on from the end of it?
What if I just blocked it aggressively?
You could block it aggressively. You could do that. Depends on how short. But I was thinking you could
I would only probably add another inch to it.
Okay. So then I would just block it aggressively and it should be fine.
Yeah.
If you wanted a couple inches, you could like make it more like peplum, like have it like a
true enough.
Just whatever color you want to do, just pick up the stitches at the bottom, so you don't have to unpick mohair.
Yeah. Well, the problem with it is that it's like it's an I-cord bind off too.
Yeah. So just pick up like on top of it, right, and then just do like a little.
We'll see what
sort
happens.
of thing, or just leave it. I would just leave it.
I might try blocking it aggressively, especially because I doubled up the mohair, so it's not like it's gonna like suddenly become like. Right. Very, very loose or like completely see-through, because like there's lots of mohair there. So so I might try blocking it aggressively first, because it won't have to be too aggressive. Honestly, I could probably just like walk around with it over my arm and be cool, I did with my wrap the one day, and Jolyn was like, oh my god, stop carrying that thing around. It's gonna be huge. And I was like, but it's just a wrap anyway, it's a cocoon wrap, it's all good. And she was like, oh my god, stop. Yeah, I think that's my only other cast on. Do you have any other cast ons, or just the one you're very excited about potentially casting on?
It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wind things today. Yesterday I spent time picking more colors out. Today I'm gonna wind some yarn so that I can cast it on. So I'll show you that one. I didn't show any of my bags today. You've been showing bags. I haven't shown any of my bags.
Oh, I did talk about my J. Henry bag, yeah.
This is the one that the socks came in.
This is so cute.
Or not the socks, but the sock tube. This is the yarn bowl from J. Henry that I picked up at the trunk show.
Trunk show, that's the word.
Words. Anyway, so speaking of
Film and fibers
and trunk shows, check out this fade that I made.
Is it all full moon fibers?
It is. Oh, well, the minis are all are full moon fibers. So
that's huge.
I started out with these sort of colors. Mm-hmm. And then Angie did one with like fewer, but also had the greens in it. So then I was jealous. So I had to go and pick them out. And then the other day we kept some full moon fiber stuff back, right? So they let us keep some things. So we have some stuff in store. And I was playing with them again. And I added like the blues and grays to it. Because really I was thinking I had enough to do something with this. Mm-hmm. But I don't because they're minis.
Right.
And whatever the pattern that I was originally thinking of, which I am going to do, is like a worsted weight, so I'd have to hold it double or triple. So I definitely didn't have enough. Yeah. So that is my fade. I'm going to hold it double or triple, really. This is going to be like the main color. Mm-hmm. So the Malabrigo sock. And then I have mohair. I'm going to fade the mohair with it too. So we've got the Cadia 50 shades of mohair to go with it. And then I've got black to fade into the end. I'm going to do Palette Cleanser by Sosu. I don't know if she goes... So Suzanne Summer. So that's like the mock-up of it. So it's going to be really pretty. Jessica had her sample. She had one made in that, and it was really pretty. My only problem is that it's knit from the center out. Oh. And
you have to figure out where
which would be fine, but I'm pretty sure that my fade is going to end up like having one side having more black, which I'm totally fine with. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to rewrite the pattern. Yeah. So this, once I get to the middle, it'll be fine because that'll be the same, but I'm basically going to reverse knit it starting from the cuff. So I'm going to cast, I think I'm going to provisionally cast on the sleeve and then work this way, and then I'll pick up the stitches and knit the cuff. I think it just looks nicer if it's bound off on the end of it. That way they're both the same on each side.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I have to read the pattern. I'm pretty sure I can figure it out. It's not going to be a big deal because I want the fade to go all the way across. Mm-hmm. Although I do want it also to be like... If I start with the sleeves, it's going to be a bigger amount here.
Mm-hmm. Right, because
it's
smaller.
A less circumference. Mm-hmm. So I might have to...
Although, yeah, it is.
Just for the sleeve part here, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, I might just count rows, right? See how many rows there are, and then divide it by that, and then see how many rows I have to do per color kind of thing. And so there'll be some math. I'm going to do some stuff, and I'm not swatching. I'm just going to cast on because...
That's brave.
I don't care.
All of it is brave.
It's got extra ease in it.
Yeah.
So it'll be fine. I'm not worried about that. But I'm super excited about this.
That's awesome.
And I think that is good. So yeah.
That's totally awesome.
I will wind some yarn today, and then I'll probably cast on the sleeve. And then yeah. I'll figure out math as I go. I like figuring that kind of stuff out. Like I like doing and as you can
Katrina
tell,
does too. Yeah, Katrina's always like our math wizard. Yeah.
As you can tell, I don't like to follow directions.
Yeah,
I didn't do that with this one.
Well, it's funny because Jolyn was saying to me when I was talking about my Felix, and she was like, "I don't know, Gillian had to do a whole bunch of repeats, and that's why you had to do more repeats because you have a thinner yarn for the." I
don't think I did extra repeats.
No?
I'll have to look at the pattern, but I think I did the same amount of repeats. It just seemed like, to me, it was more. Mm-hmm. Like, the pattern calls for... Oh, that was the Carbeth one. I feel like the pattern calls for, like, it seemed like more than I thought, right? Mm-hmm. And also, like, it's, like, my armpit stops here. Mm-hmm. And it goes down to here, right? Like, it's the way the pattern is, so it seemed like it's more than it needed to be. Mm-hmm. But I'm pretty sure I did the normal
amount.
Because I made a bigger size. Right, for the weight that I was doing, so it should end up the same. So I'm pretty sure mine are the same.
Yeah, but maybe that's what she meant, like that your size is closer to what my size would be.
Yeah, that's true.
Compared to, like, because my gripe was, I just want to be like, I want to be closer to done. I want to use less yarn, and I want to be closer to done, but I'm wider, so I have to use more and go more. So
Yeah, so then we
she
had,
was like,
our
but
size.
Gillian had to do a bigger size in too, and
Yeah. It did, like, it did up pretty fast, but and I was using DK, so, like, a worsted weight definitely would...
Yeah, like, I've only worked on that 2 nights.
I think that Kerri's...
yeah, she separated for the sleeves, like, super quick.
She separated for the sleeves, and I think she was doing, like, at the thing she's doing it a little bit more cropped. And mine, I just stopped mine a little bit more cropped, too. But yeah, I think she was getting ready to do the ribbing and stuff like that on hers already, too, so it does work up pretty fast, so... I tried checking the other day, like yesterday, and I had finished mine for the hashtag LRM Felix Cal. I didn't see any on Instagram, so
I guess maybe I'll have to.
I haven't posted mine either, like at progress at all. I've been really bad with Instagram lately. I haven't been posting.
I'm super bad with Instagram, which like maybe right now this conversation will keep me accountable, and maybe I will post about the Felix cardigan or like doing the podcast today or something on my Instagram, because like I'm super bad. And I get in trouble all the time because I'm also like starting my own business, and I use that as my Instagram, and my business advisor all the time is like, you were not on Instagram this week, and I was like, I was there, I just didn't post anything. So maybe this conversation will keep me accountable to like actually post something today. I'll be like, yeah, Gillian and I did a takeover, here's my Felix cardigan. Maybe.
I definitely want to post this if I can get some good pictures while I'm at work today, and then like my fade, and hopefully I can finish putting buttons on and stuff like that. So if I do that and then weave in the ends before I block it, then maybe I can take a picture. Problem is that my craft room's very messy, and I have an idea of how I want it to look when I'm like, I want to hang it on a hanger and stuff like that. So I have to like clear space on my wall and put the hooks up on the wall.
Yes, the highlight reel, not the real life. And if you look at my Instagram is not the highlight reel, it is the real life. So it's not the pretty pictures. My Instagram is like, hey, I took a picture of this. It's done. I checked it off the list. Yeah, it's not the pretty pictures. Yeah, which is why I don't do the photos here. Yeah, no pretty pictures. Yeah. So what else did we? You were saying we kept stuff. The
Fulton Fibers
for the store from Fulton Fibers. What else do we have that's new in store from them?
Well, this is my stuff, but we kept a bunch of stuff from Full Moon Fibers and a bunch of bags from J. Henry. So
Jillian's working on getting them on the website.
It just takes a while.
Just give her a little bit of time, but you will see.
So yarn bowls should be up on the website. I have pictures, so this doesn't go up. Ooh, my stitch marker. Make stitch markers out of like leftover yarn.
I thought about using a hair tie the other day for one, and then I thought, it's just going to get tangled up.
That's an old one. I don't know where that came from.
I was going to say, hopefully it did come off the project.
The one bag has like extra needles in it because I was trying to keep my needles with like my project. So like the sock the cider donut sock, I kept the needles with it so that I would know which ones I was using, because I don't think I wrote notes anywhere. No. So now one bag's just got all these different size needles in it, and I don't know what they're from, so there's like extra stitch markers and things like that. Anyway, so Full Moon Fibers yarn bowls should be up on the website by Tuesday, so the day the podcast comes out. I actually just have my whole project in there because I do. And hopefully it doesn't fall out. And then we have a little bit of everything. Actually, you can see the super bulky up behind us, so that's there. Right now, anything that we have from them is available in store from Full Moon Fibers. And because it's a lot and it's not something that we normally carry, I have to take photos of each individual item so you can see like the colors and stuff like that. So we have a couple sock tubes. We have some other, I want to say it's nebula clips, like the zebra sort of yarn, like sock sets. Some of the DK sock sets. The wormhole hat sets, which was I think the Surrey and their worsted weight. Anyway, there's a couple things. So we have some in the store, so if you're local, pop in, you can come and see them. Otherwise, I'll try and get them up, whatever's left over after this weekend. I'll slowly start taking pictures and putting listings up and getting them on the website.
So keep your eye out. There's going to be new Full Moon Fiber stuff popping up kind of daily after next week. And
then we've got some J. Henry bags. We have a lot of bags right now. So these are her large drawstring bags. I love this print.
Super cute.
And then, so these ones will be up on the website by Well, when you're watching this, these two.
I love the sparklies.
And then we've got a lot more. We kept a lot of their bags. So it just takes time to photograph and get them all up on the website. So keep your eyes peeled for those because they will be coming. So.
Is that it for Full Moon Fibers and J. Henry?
I think so. Yeah.
We also got some bags in from Zigzag Stitches. So we have their smaller wedge bags. And I just picked up a few of the different colors we have.
I can't decide on which pattern I like. Yeah.
And then some mediums.
And then the large.
And the large.
So yeah, there should be a small, medium, and large of each size, which is great. And there's 6 or 7 different patterns, if not a little bit more.
I think I might have picked one of all of the prints from those, I think. And then some stitch holders, or not stitch holders, DPN holders, DPN protectors. I love this guy.
Yeah, the llamas.
The llamas. I love him. One of those might have to come home with me. Although, I don't know that I have a project right now that I'm using any of that
Well,
on.
what about your socks?
True.
The one that you Kitchener stitch one,
True
right?
Enough. Yep, I got some
there
socks
you go.
that
Now
I'm
you
working
have
on.
to take one home.
I might have to, he might have to come home with me. Yeah.
So, hopefully those should be on the website when you watch this. I will try and get through those this weekend.
Yeah.
If not, just keep looking back because it shouldn't take too long for those ones.
We also restocked the Barocco, so vintage and remix.
Yeah, and remix light. So yeah, both of those.
Light.
Yeah.
And you said the Nordic stuff, so Peer Gynt and Sisu. We've got a restock of them. Yeah. And then Leo and Roxy Basics. We got colors in again. We got a big shipment. So we have colors and we got our mini sets again. So that's the same one that I used in my mini Skeins Go Big. That's the Squish the Rainbow. And then that one's the Nearly Neutrals. And then all the strings is all of the mini colors. Every last one of them. They're little complete sets. So it's super exciting to have those back in. We haven't had them in a long time. We sold out of them pretty quick in the beginning. So yeah, lots of colors of basics back in.
Well, yeah, and the colors. We had a lot of the neutrals and stuff in basics, but now the colors are back in stock. Yeah. So they're back in stock in the mitten. The mini sets, I believe, are both on Leo and Roxy and the mitten. And basics will be restocked on Leo and Roxy. Sometime.
Yeah.
But
we're working on it.
The mitten does have it. It's just, again, it takes time to do that. So, last thing, I think, store's opening. So, we've got new pom-poms from the Yarn Bowler.
Are these the same ones?
Yeah. So we've got the large size, or the extra large. And then we've got the small size, which is just so cute with 2 on a hat.
It's so cute. And I love that
that's another hat that I made, but I don't know when I made it, but it was for...
That they have the little tie-in on the bottom, like a big foam button.
To keep it from pulling through. So we've got lots of colors, so those are up on the website. And ready to go and get the 2 different sizes and everything there for you. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
I think that's it.
All right.
Well, thanks, guys. It was nice to take over again, and we will see. We'll see who's up next time. Maybe we'll start rolling the dice and.
Ooh, we can make dice with faces on them, and then whoever
mix and match.
Mix and match. There we go. I like it.
All right. Well, have a great couple weeks. Bye.